Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be doing a full review of the new butter products from Physicians Formula. You guys know how much I absolutely obsess over and adore the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. I can never say the brand name. I feel like whenever I do any of these videos and I know I'm going to be saying Physicians Formula, Physicians Formula, Physicians Formula, like it gives me a little bit of anxiety. So we're gonna hop right into it. I am wearing one of the lippies and I'm gonna be trying on a bunch of them for you. They are very, very moisturizing. So I kind of feel like I'm having that thing where I'm very hyper aware of my lips, and the fact that this is a red that I am wearing and that it is so buttery and glossy and kind of wants to migrate and move around quite a bit, I'm not the biggest fan of with the darker shades. We'll go more in detail with that, but I am gonna swatch and share with you my thoughts on the new Physicians Formula palettes for the eyes. They came out with two pretty beefy palettes. I mean, there's a lot going on here. We really have not seen this from Physicians Formula in the past. You know, they had their the strips, shimmer strips, shimmer bricks, one of the two. They kept coming out with the same format where you'd open it up like this, you'd have your shades. For a while they were targeting, you know, this is for green eyes, this is for blue eyes, and so forth. And then they had ones that were really glittery that I really loved. I did a review on them a while back, and I feel like every single time that I would go through my collection and I would find those, I'd start swatching and I'd be like, no, this is staying. It's really, really good. It's underrated. And I think they do still make those, so I will like put a little star in the description box of the product I'm talking about right now and probably slam like a picture up here. But we haven't seen a full-blown big palette like this. Like you see, it's like pretty good sized. You don't get a mirror in here, but you get a lot of color. We're gonna talk about which one I like more because I do definitely have a favorite one over the other. Something really interesting with this formula is that it is a bit all over the place. So there are different textures within this palette. It's not even that it is so much a satin to a matte. It's like a very entirely different texture with a few of the shades in each palette. And then they brought out so many of these. It is just like full blown, like we are here, we're doing lip products. Physicians Formula in the past was very much just their mineral wear line and a lot of face products, bronzers, SPFs, concealers. They didn't really have a lot for the lips. And I remember this because it was one of the brands that I really, really went hard for when I was doing Madness Monday. Who remembers Madness Monday? I would go into the drugstore and I would work all the sales and I'd have printable coupons and I'd maximize my savings by working it into a 40% off sale. I'm in it to win it at Rite Aid, so I'm going straight for the Physicians Formula display. Holy heck, all concealer, blush, bronzers are 40% off. I had my whole system to maximize my ability to spend money on makeup. That really was the goal because I just wanted to try everything and review things, and it was really, really fun for me. And Physicians Formula is one of those brands that just sticks out because I would spend so much time just like really studying and looking at everything that they had to offer. And they always had so much for the face. They never had a lot for lips. So it was interesting about a year ago when they brought out their liquid lips, which I do really love. I think they are beautiful, but even still, those didn't really take off as like this big hyped product. And then now here they are with this full range of color, and it is themed out with the butter collection because I feel the love for this item right here just gave them motivation to make more butter products for their brand. I did not super love the butter infused blushes, I will just say that, but their highlighters that are more creamy I think are so beautiful, and I will link a few corresponding videos below. I did one on one of their kits they had for, gosh, it was like $10 to $15, and it came with everything, and it was like at Walmart. So here are the gorgeous butter, I can never say this, the Murumuru infused butter lippies. Now these all have an SPF of 15. Protecting yourself from the sun is so important. I personally do not love when SPF is in color products for the lips, and it's because I am constantly tasting it, and I can taste it right now, and it's kind of like bleh, bleh. If that is something that is a deal breaker for you, like you taste that kind of metallic, like very bitter taste, and if that's something that will bother you, then you're not going to love this, because it's probably something that you're going to, you know, drink and eat and whatever, and you're going to have that taste linger all day long. For me, I always feel like using SPF, if I'm going to be directly in the sun, specifically on my lips, is what works best for me. If I'm just going to be inside reapplying my lipstick, then I just don't feel the need to have that taste all day long, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go through the neutral shades from this collection. I do love the lid, how it's kind of that like unicorn skin type of a vibe. It's really pretty. The packaging is gorgeous. It's a little bit mucky in the sense that when you put this back on in here, it does tend to scuff up and you see some of the lipstick in the clear portion of the tube. I don't know why that kind of makes me a little bit crazy. It just does. Probably not the biggest deal in the world, but you know, I kind of go down the list and I look at every little thing aesthetically, and I'm a picky girl. You guys know that. So let's go through. This is not a neutral because we're going to start with neutrals, but I do want to let you know I am wearing Samba Red on my lips right now. This will stay put and stay vibrant and gorgeous until I drink, eat, whatever. But it doesn't naturally wear down. Like, it will look like this for many hours unless I do something to actually remove it from my mouth. A lot of glossier products that have rich pigment in them will kind of fade, and just from talking or just being, it will wear down in a weird way. And I know that from sitting here and just talking to a camera for hours on end and not eating and not, you know, kissing my husband or doing anything, you know, where I'd be removing the makeup. If I'm testing out product in that way, I'll have a drink with a straw. I'll be specific to see the wear time, and these wear beautifully. The one thing that I do think is important to know is with the darker shades specifically, if lipstick tends to bleed on you, you might want to use something like this. This is from Lipstick Queen. Many different companies make these, and it is basically a primer that you would put on your lips and maybe a little bit bordering on the outside. It will prevent a product like this from moving outside of the lips and kind of going into those lines around your lips. This product will do that if you get too heavy-handed with it or if you don't have a liner on, so heads up with that. All right, so let's look at some of the nudes. Oh, I feel like a little tomato right now in this. Sometimes I sit down in my outfits, I'm just like, what are you wearing? Do you guys like this? Bling. I got this on sale. It's one of those things where, do you ever go and you see the sale rack of like a designer brand and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, it's like 60% off and then like 30% off of that, I'll take it. And this has been in my closet for the longest time and I feel like it's kind of cute, and then I just feel like I kind of just look like a tomato. It's probably gonna clash with all of the products that I'm trying on. Didn't really think about that one, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's try on the shade Pinkini. Ooh, Physicians Formula is one that, like, they get crazy with their names. They really do. Ooh. This one is really pretty, beautiful. I like Pinkini a lot. This is very, just, do you see how like almost a gloss? It's that buttery and that rich that it almost feels like a gloss on your lips, which again can feel just a little bit dangerous, you know? So be careful with this, use a liner. That's like my one big tip. And also, oh God, that SPF. Ugh, I kind of wish it wasn't in there. The rest of it is very sweet and definitely fragranced. You know, jury's out on how I 100% feel about fragrance in lip products. I don't personally love it when they're over fragranced and you actually taste it and it's very bitter and sour. When it smells like a MAC lipstick or buttercream frosting or something really food related, I think it's really pleasant, and I've never had irritation on my lips from something like that. So don't come for me on the fragrance thing. I get it. The butter line through and through, even the eyeshadows, they're very fragranced. But the reason that Physicians Formula exists is because the founder's wife had very, very sensitive skin, and so he decided to create these products that would not irritate her very, very sensitive skin. And I love the story behind the brand and everything through and through. You look at the ingredients and they make specific choices to make things less irritating. So I will say thumbs up for that. I like the idea of that. I like that they have options with a lot of their products, you know, being formulated without talc for people that have an issue with that. Everything on the packaging, which their packaging is like bananas, it will just like list so much stuff, but it will tell you everything about it that you need to know, you know, good for this skin type, for that person, and their website is very informative as well. So I do really appreciate that in the brand. Ooh, totally clashing with my outfit, but I kind of like this. This is Flamingo Pink. I've tried on a lot of these, but not all of them. That one I hadn't tried on before. Now let's try the shade Soaking Up the Sun. I like this one. These are very easy. You can see, like, this would be this kind of a product if it's in the more neutral shade, where you can just be like, I always do this. And then I'll look over at my mom or whoever's next to me and I'm like, am I inside the lines? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, great. And you know, you move along and it's not a high maintenance thing. This is so pretty. This is one of my favorites, Soaking Up the Sun. Reminds me of that Sheryl Crow song. I loved that song. Ooh, that music video too, right? She like jumps off the rock and you're like, look at her abs. Okay, so then we have the shade Brazilian Sunset. I haven't tried this one. Oh, wow. That is a lot more orange than I thought. I don't know. What do you guys think? Can I pull off orange? I kind of always feel like it just makes my skin tone look weird, or I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it has to be like a very, very specific vibrant orange for me to love it. That's kind of like a darker orange. Remember how I said I wasn't going to try all of these on? Haha, I probably am. Guava Mama. This one is very beautiful. It's a little more transparent out of everything that I have in front of me, and not my favorite. If I were to pick just like one or two, this would not be one of the one or two. This is Acai Berry. We're gonna dip our toes into a few of the darker shades. And you'll see it's so soft that I do find sometimes it breaks off a little bit and you have to just kind of blend it in with your finger. Not the end of the world. This is one of my favorites. I really love this. I think it's such like a juicy raspberry, gorgeous shade, and it's pretty easy to wear even though it has a lot of darker pigment to it. Definitely will stay in your lips. This is the shade Brazilian Nut. These are just like so oily. They are so conditioning. So it has the Murumuru butter in there, essential fatty acids, your SPF. This also has Takuma butter in it. It has all these ingredients that just sound so juicy and like it's really gonna heal and benefit your lips, and I do enjoy that. So you're getting treatment, color, and for those of you that love the SPF, you're getting that as well. So I think this is a really nice product. I have the shade Carnival right here. Have not tried this one yet. All right, my lips are starting to look a little bit crazy, so I think I have swatched plenty of them and we're just gonna press pause there. She's gone too far with this. Okay. I wanna put a neutral one back on. I'm gonna put on the shade Mauvin to Brazil, and we're just gonna leave that one on. No, I hate it. Let's put a little of Soaking Up the Sun, the one that I love so much, on top. Okay, back in business. I think these are really great. They're $7.95. You can find them at the drugstore. So many colors to pick from deep berries and red to neutrals. They're conditioning. They feel good. They're shiny. They wear well. They will bleed a little bit. That's one drawback. And then that SPF taste is another drawback, maybe for some people. But overall, I think this is a really solid launch, and I do super love the new butter collection for lips from Physicians Formula. Now let's chat about the two palettes really quickly. I have both of them right here. I have Tropical Days and Sultry Nights. My preference out of the two is Sultry Nights. I feel like the pigmentation is better overall. The colors go better together. I lean into this one much more than I do this one right here. However, this is a very special orange shade. I will give it that. It is super powdery, but it is so easy to smooth it out, and it has such a nice pigment to it. It's really, really special. So if you love this kind of an orange, like look at that. It is really beautiful. I wish that one shade could just be like boink and like come over into this palette, and then I would just be like the happiest. I still prefer this one over here, the Sultry Nights palette, and it's because of these shades in the middle. So this one I'm wearing all over my eyelid right now, and if you use this dry, it's fine. If you use it wet with a little Fix Plus or a setting spray or even water, it becomes magic. It is just such a gorgeous color. Now the one below it has the weirdest texture. It's just like so gritty, and that's what I was talking about with the texture difference, is it's very rough and metallic, and it's interesting that they have the different shapes in there, and that you have a shiny shade like this, which essentially is metallic, and then you have one right here, but it's such a thicker formula. So it is not weird, it's just noticeable that each piece has a different element and a different type of a vibe. So it's not that it's inconsistent in a bad way, it's just a little all over the place. So I'll say that. Some of these on the bottom are just really not that great. I believe the idea is to use these either to just like accent the outer edge or as liner. They're not my favorites down here, but everything up here, A to Z, is really, really nice. This one in particular though, out of the entire palette, I don't know why, this is the crappiest eyeshadow ever, just this one. I tried swatching it live over and over and over, and it just was like not showing up. When you put this on a brush, it doesn't show up. When you put it on a finger and press it, it doesn't really show up. So out of everything here, these are all great, except for this one shadow. I don't know why. Really, really strange. These two over here are stunning for like quick everyday, easy to blend, beautiful kind of a look. And I actually have contoured with this shade right here. It has a very, very similar consistency to the actual Butter bronzer. So if you like this type of a formula, you like how light it is, how airy it is, how easy it is to blend, and that it has that little bit of a sheen, then I think that you will find a lot of these colors and the formula very pleasing. Like you'll be okay with it. Overall, for the price, for it being drugstore, for what you're getting, the setup, the size, I think this is really, really nice. This one right here, not my fave. Do really love this. These two right here are great. The ones on the outer edge are so-so. This again is that more rough texture, kind of like this one right here. I think they could have done one palette that was like the best of both and put them together in one, and it would have been like, oh my gosh, we're all losing our minds. This is the best drugstore eyeshadow palette. How did they get this kind of quality in here? And it would be really, really impressive. But the problem that I'm having is that each palette has slight issues. So take it with a grain of salt, look at the colors, see if there's something that you need in your collection, if it makes sense to you. Wait for a sale, they always have them, whether it is 40% off at Rite Aid or your extra care bucks or what have you. Wait for a sale when it comes to these guys right here. The sponge tip applicator, hello, not good at all. So there is your immediate look and overview of these new products at the drugstore. So many of you guys were super excited about it. I was really excited about it too, just because anything with the butter logo from Physicians Formula kind of makes my eyes go like this. So everything said and done, I like more than I don't. I can still taste the SPF, and I know I've complained about that so much in this video, but I'm really curious in the comments, does that bug you? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Please leave that info below because I want to hear what you guys think. Make sure you're subscribed, ring the bell so you're notified of my upcoming videos. I'm here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. PST, and be sure to come and hang out with me again. I'll be here as always with more drugstore luxury makeup related everything, and please leave your requests below. I love reading everything that you guys write. So yeah, stay in touch with me. Go have a good one, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Mwah.